Okay, so this is Christy Deeren, and Christy was an organizational communication major, is an OrgComm major, and just wrapped up a portfolio with 12 prior learning assessment credits. Yay! Congratulations, Christy.
Yay.
So, Christy, tell us a little bit about your experience of the prior learning assessment program.
It was one of the most amazing and most difficult experiences of my life. It was phenomenal, it was hard, and it was well worth every minute of it.
Okay. And so what were the benefits for you of this program?
Benefits are, number one, PLA is why I started at Marylhurst, because of the program and because of the prior learning assessment program, and I was able to take my 20 some odd years of youth ministry and life experience and actually apply it and not have to start back at school from scratch. The benefit of going through some of this process helped me validate what I've been through, helped me celebrate what I've been through and realize where I had gaps and where I wanted to go yet. It also gave me the opportunity to accomplish several classes without having to take them.
Yes. Yeah. And so the topics that you wrote on were?
What did I write on? Let's see. Principles of instructional design, managing transitions, oh boy, team building, and youth ministry 101.
Great. Great. Yeah. And what was challenging about it?
Learning how to write a PLA paper. I had not been to college for 22 years, so I hadn't been doing academic writing. So it was challenging to figure out how to write what was expected, how to even sit down and get into the routine of how to write a paper.
And did you develop any tips or strategies that you would share with other people?
Yes, I did. Well, number one is a team. You have to have a team. You have people who have been there with you. You have your team of editors. You have your team that will call you and make sure that you're doing what you need to do. But also your team that will say, hey, I want to go grab you for a cup of coffee, or I will come do your dishes or do a load of laundry. And I'm not kidding. It's those things that just get off to the wayside, and you need those people that will support you and encourage you. People from out of state that will just call and say, how's it going? Are you doing what you need to do? And you can do it.
Great.
Encourage you. So the team is huge, but in the middle of the evening when you're writing and they aren't around, I had a few things that I kept handy that helped me get into the mood, thanks to Jackie. Encourage me.
Here's her bag of tricks.
Number one, it was a candle. And it's all gone. And I've had to drop other candles in it, but the candle was to remind me of the fire within and the spark and burning in the middle of the night to keep going.
Nice.
And it smelled really good. And Jackie had mentioned about having talismans or markers along the way. And so I went out as soon as I knew I was going to be doing this and got myself a journal. And every once in a while I would stop and look at it. This is Christy's I'm returning to college after all these years to finish my bachelor's degree journal. And so it's got all sorts of stuff in it, as well as report cards and whatnot to document the journey in case I'm found in the corner in a fetal position and knows what's going on. They can see. PLA is not that bad. But then also some of the examples, some of the main things that we needed to know, I put in a lovely little piece here, and I hung it up in my writing area to remind me when I would get kind of stuck in what I was doing.
Let me read what it says. Theory, example, significance. Introduce, expand, conclude, cite,
and expand.
And expand. And what does the ink say?
Lovely gradual curves.
Lovely gradual curves. I love it. That's
to get through it. And then, of course, thank you notes for your team, for people who have helped you along the way. They don't want anything except just an occasional thank you. And then this, because I started college, back to college at a time in my life that was very, very difficult, and this huge transition. I was making Halloween costumes for my kids, and my youngest goes, Mom, what are you going to be? And I decided that I needed to be Super Mom. And so this was my Halloween costume, but this is also not only my favorite color and a very luscious fabric. This hangs in my writing area, or in my front closet, but when I'm writing, it hangs in my writing area to remind me that I can do it.
Nice.
Fabulous. And I did!
So these are great kind of reminders of what it takes to really focus in, not only for PLA, but also as an adult returning to college, to brush off some rust and also really move forward with your goals.
And it makes it real. It makes it very real, because a lot of my peers, they're going on with their lives and their jobs and so forth, and returning back to school is a foreign concept at this age to some of them. And when you say I have a paper to write, they don't quite get it. And instead of wasting all that time explaining it, I just go into my writing space and do it.
Well, congratulations to you on 12 prior learning assessment credits.
Thank you.
Every credit is a credit closer to graduation, as we say at Marylhurst. So you are 12 closer to graduation just through your prior learning. That's
Amen.
really cool. All right.